remote and rugged that region is. The province of Papua on the island of New Guinea, the western half there, the city of Jayapura on the northern shore there on the Pacific Ocean where this plane took off from, this 45-minute flight. This was, a short hop to a city into the interior, Oksibil. The thing, though, about this terrain is it is so remote, and there is a mountain range that runs from west to east across the island, some of those peaks up to 10,000 feet high. Just giving you an idea of the context of what was going on around this point. Now, we know that the plane lost contact about 10 minutes before it was scheduled to land. That is roughly, if it was on track with its flight plan, where it would have been over those mountains, extraordinarily remote, difficult to reach. The fact that it is now dark there, of course, doesn't help either. Christy.
David, I remember that you were there covering the crash of AirAsia Flight 8501. And it's supposed to, this month, we're supposed to get a report on that investigation. I know that it's preliminary to discuss what we've learned from that, but I know that there were some changes that were supposed to be made after that crash.
Victor, that's right. One of the questions that came up from AirAsia 8501, and that was 162 people on board that flight when it went down in December. There was a question about how pilots were receiving their weather information, whether they were getting it online or via email, or whether they actually had to go physically pick it up from the weather office. Indonesia said that it was basically mandating across the board that all pilots did so. Interesting thing about this time of year in this part of the world in Indonesia, it is the dry season, but still the weather can be quite unpredictable. We heard that potentially they had called off the search during daylight hours because of bad weather. Another thing I want to mention about this plane, the ATR-42, these fly all over the place in the region. It's not an unusual aircraft at all. Twin turboprop engine. They're fuel efficient. They make short regional hops, whether it's in Indonesia or other places in Southeast Asia. So there is nothing that stands out right now as a warning sign, especially with the weather being clear on takeoff. But the fact this plane is missing, they have no trace of it, no distress call, and of course, night has fallen.